Good afternoon. My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. Although some important federal government data have been delayed due to the shutdown, the public and private sector data that have remained available suggests that the outlook for employment and inflation has not changed much since our meeting in September. Conditions in the labor market appear to be gradually cooling, and inflation remains somewhat elevated. In support of our goals and in light of the balance of risks to employment and inflation, today the Federal Open Market Committee decided to lower our policy interest rate by a 1/4 percentage point. We also decided to conclude the reduction of our aggregate securities holdings as of December 1. I will have more to say about monetary policy after briefly reviewing economic developments.
What's up, everybody? It's the Gore Report checking in. So we got what we wanted. We got what we wanted today from Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve. We got our 25 basis point cut. So that brings a total to 50 bips this year. So we had a cut back in September, and so we got our cut. So now we're in a rate easing cycle right now. The reason why we're in a rate easing cycle is two reasons. We see that inflation is not a big deal right now. CPI numbers came in last week cooler than expected. That's good. That set the runway to get these rate cuts coming in. And also, we see that the job market is a little bit is in a bit of a rut right now. And so, because the job market is not doing very well right now, has motivated Jerome Powell to make these cuts. Now, think about where we were about a year ago. We were under the impression that the job market was great, jobs all over the place. But in actuality, a lot of the jobs from the past year or so, past 2 years, have been fake. We've had about almost 2 million fake jobs that were reported by the Bureau of Labor Statistics that didn't exist. So what that tells you is we should have already been cutting rates. Now, with these rate cuts, it's going to ease the burden on middle-class America, from your auto loans, from your mortgage payments, from your Macy's store card. And so that's where we are with in the economy right now. Of course, Donald Trump is a happy man. He's getting what he wants. He's been vouching for these cuts since he got in office. And what President Trump really cares about is he wants to bring down rates so that he can pay less in the interest on the debt that the government has. We have about 38 trillion in government debt that we need to take care of. So that's where we are right now. Jerome Powell is in a easing cycle right now. They also announced that they're going to cut the program of quantitative tightening. So they're going to cut that program. So right now we're in the clear. We're getting the rate cuts that we want. And so we'll just have to see how everything plays out. But I will say that because the stock market is going up, that is a good thing, but the stock market is not the real economy. And also what this proves is because inflation is under control, the fear of the tariffs have been overblown so far. Will we get a bump up in inflation? Sure, we might get a bump up in inflation, but it won't be a drastic increase. CPI numbers came in last week cooler than expected. It gave a green light to have a cut today, and potentially a cut in December. Now, Jerome Powell said that he wasn't sure if it wasn't going to guarantee a cut, but I think that we're going to probably have a cut. So we'll just have to see how everything plays out. But it's the Gore Report checking out, and I'll be here in December to tell you what to expect. All right.